Hey guys, Latoya here with SheThoro.com, and I am sitting next to none other Little Women of Atlanta cast member, Miss Tanya. Hey guys, Latoya here with SheThoro.com, and I am sitting next to none other Little Women of Atlanta cast member, Miss Tanya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're so pretty in person.
Thank you. I get that a lot. I really do.
So, girl, what's been going on? You have been like doing the most. Tell us a little bit of Tell us a little bit about some of the things you've been working on.
Okay, so I've been working on my album. Musically, I have a few songs that I'm ready to put out, but I think I'm just going to drop them like one by one instead of like putting like a whole album out, because I want to like, that'll be something new I'm introducing to like my fans and stuff like that. So I want to introduce it slow, see what they're into and stuff like that. And then of course I have my company Life Body Naturals, where I was telling you that I make all natural eczema butter for my daughter Luna. And the whole collection for my skincare line is called the Luna Zen collection. So her name is Luna Zene. So I shortened that as to Luna Zen for the whole collection. There's a cleanser, a herbal clay salt scrub, a face toner, a serum, and a moisturizer. And they're all for like hyperpigmentation, rosacea, and like psoriasis, eczema, like any type of serious skin issues, sensitive skin. Even if you just have sensitive skin or super dry skin, that's what it's for.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's back up. Okay, so we have Little Women of Atlanta. How did you get on the show?
How did I get on the show?
Like, how did that come about?
Okay, so actually, they kind of reached out to me, and we had like a Skype type interview, and yeah, it was just that easy. After that, they were like, "Oh, well, we want to fly you out," and so that's how I got on.
Nice. Where are you from originally?
Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from VA.
Now, were you kind of a little bit like apprehensive when, with the whole reality thing? Was this something new to you? Or you like just working a regular 9 to 5 and then suddenly you just go into this reality world? Like, what was that transition like?
Yeah, so when they reached out to me, I was actually a bartender. Not really a bartender. I was more so serving shots. I used to dance. I used to be a stripper. So after I had kids, I didn't want to do that anymore. So I just served shots at the clubs that I used to work at. So like I was like the bar girl who went around like serving shots to everybody. So that's what I was doing when they reached out to me. And when they reached out, I remember like not even too long after they reached out, like before they reached out, I was watching Little Women LA, and I was like, damn, like, I want to be on that show. And then when they hit me up, I was like, was God listening to me or what? So it was crazy. It was so crazy. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what to expect being on a reality TV show. I guess I thought that maybe everything would be made up, and I didn't realize that it would be so much targeting my real life, so I can't say that I was 100% prepared for what was going to be coming at me once I got on the show. Yeah.
And I mean, did you have like a following prior to? Did you know someone in the industry?
I mean, I knew people in the industry, but I didn't have like a large following. I definitely didn't. But after becoming on the show, my following grew very, very fast. And even after being off the show, my followers are continuing to grow. Even though I have a lot of haters, it seems, I have a lot of people out there who just really genuinely care and want to see me do good. And my followers have been going up regardless of me being on the show. So it's been really cool.
Now, why do you think you mentioned haters? Why do you think people, dislike you?
Because if you go to my Instagram comments on my page, almost 80%, if not more than that, is people just saying like mean things or like, just negative comments all the time. And it's like, damn, like half of y'all, if I go to their page, it says follow back. So you follow me, but you think these negative things about me, So that's why I say haters, because it's like, I don't know if they're hating or like what it is, but they have like something against me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like half of my followers don't like me and half of them love me. So it's really weird. It's really weird.
Just unfollow. Like,
right. I just be like, just unfollow me. Like, why go on anybody's page to leave a negative comment? If you don't like what you see, it's that easy. It's really a click of a finger. Like, I can't even say a button because it's a flat screen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. And
do you look at it at the end of the day like, you know, it's just work, it's a job, you know, this is something I kind of asked for, you know, is it, like, how do you emotionally deal with it?
Sort of. I do look at it as like, okay, this is something that I allowed into my life by being a public figure. But at the same time, I guess I expect people to have a little bit of humility. Like, I am a human at the end of the day. Yes, I'm on TV and I'm sharing my life with you, but just because you see certain things on TV doesn't mean that you know every little thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I can share as much as I can on TV about every detail of my life, but if it's not all shown, you know, we only have an hour to get everyone's story in, you know? So it's like if it's not all portrayed, then it's like everyone is left to make assumptions. And it's like, I'm an open book for real. Clearly, I'm on a reality TV show. You really so I'm really open about a lot of things in my life. So it's like, I'd rather people ask me and allow me to respond than to just assume that I'm this person or assume that I think or feel this way about stuff, you know? And so I guess that's where I'm at with it. It's like, I don't feel like people do have the right to just cuss me out or I do have the right to just say what they want to say to me, because it's like, at the end of the day, I'm a person too, and I have feelings just like everybody else. Yeah.
And I know, like, we were talking, you know, my daughter being burned, like, what was it like growing up?
I definitely got bullied. But I always had this strong headspace. And I don't know if it was because my brother was super mean to me growing up. My brother was a bully himself. Like, so I don't know if he, like, instilled that strength in me to, like, be prepared for the world. Like, if he made me tough. Yeah, my brother was the same. I really don't know where my toughness came from, to be honest. I just always was, like, not with the shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like people would bully me and be mean and, like, say stuff, but I always stood up for myself. If somebody was joking me, I joked them right back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was that. And if it was a guy bullying me, half the time he wanted me, right, but was too embarrassed to admit it to everyone else because I'm the little person. I'm the odd one out. We can't admit that we think she's cute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then on a slick, you trying to talk to me.
They trying to holler.
Yeah, girl.
So do you find that guys have like this fetish like with little women?
Yes. Men definitely think that it's just this like magical world being with someone smaller. And I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I don't know what the connection is to, you know, being a smaller woman and a man. Like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know what it is. I really don't. Wow. Because I feel like we and you are both women. Right. We both have the same thing. We both can do the same things. I look at it like that. But, you know, we all have our own spice, whether I was small or not. You know what I'm saying? We all bring our own lovingness to the table. So it's like, I don't know. But, you know.
Can y'all, like, do it a little better, like being a little smaller? Y'all kind of mixed.
I mean, I guess we're a little flexible, but anybody could be flexible. You know? Anybody could be flexible. You work out enough, do enough yoga, girl.
We can all make it happen. No, she did not throw the leg up. I'm done.
It'll be easy. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, so now the music. Okay. Tell us how you got into music.
I've been singing my whole life. Growing up, I always wanted to be a singer. My biggest women in the industry that I loved was Mariah Carey and J-Lo. Growing up, I loved both of them. And I used to sing all their songs, and I just knew I was going to be like them, and I was going to be like this famous pop star when I got older. And I just had my whole life plans, okay? It didn't end up like that, clearly. But I still write music. I still sing all the time. It's really a release for me. Writing music and singing really has helped me through a lot of emotional and, like, depressing times of my life. Like, singing and just, like for me, when I write a song, I literally get into this mode where I'm just freely saying what comes out of me, and then I choose what parts I want to keep in the song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it allows me to just really just get out my feelings in a healthy way. Yeah. You know? So I love writing music.
What's one of your favorite songs that you've wrote to date?
One of my recent songs that I wrote, it represents a major breakup in my life. When I finally let go. Because I feel like I've been holding on to this love for this person. And it was like nothing he did could push me away, because it was just, you know, when you see the potential in someone, you see them for who they are, like deep down, but like you overlook all the other fucked up stuff, because it's like, you know that they're not like that. Because when it's just y'all, it's just magic, you know? So you look over everything else, but then it comes to a point where it's like, maybe it's not magic. Maybe he's just a really good liar. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
For real. So it got to that point for me.
And a lot of women have been deceived in that way, and it hurts.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Oh, we got to talk about that in
the
series.
For real. Dealing with, especially dealing with narcissistic partners, whether it be a man or a woman, I think that is one of the biggest things, especially when you love hard, because you want to believe them. So like I said, you'll look past everything because you want to hold on to this dream that they're selling you. But then, just like every dream, you have to wake up. Yeah. And I honestly have to say, waking up from the dream has felt so much better than living in that dream. I thought that I had peace and happiness in the relationship that I was in, but really after going on my journey of loving myself and really making the decisions for me to be a better person has helped me to let go and realize, damn, I really wasn't, it was not all shits and thrills. Like I thought it was not all magic. Yeah. It wasn't. There was so many things. So many red flags that I was just like, oh, it's okay. It's him.
You just completely ignored.
Completely ignored it, like exactly. It wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? And then you look back and you're like, oh, that was a red flag. Oh, that was definitely a red flag.
Oh, I should have been left his ass.
I should have been left. Why didn't I kick him out? Like, what? You know? Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely really happy with where I am now. I'm learning like who I am, this new me, you know. I had kids young, so I feel like I became an adult fast, for one. I moved out early, you know, and then I had kids, and I feel like I didn't really get to explore who I was or get to know myself at that age. At such a young, like 18, right. 19, 20, you know, those are like really, it's a really prime time. As a new mom and then having kids back to back, I was more focused on just being a good mom. Yeah. And I was focused on making sure that they had what they needed. You know what I'm saying? And doing what was right for them and making decisions for them. Every decision was like, okay, how is this going to work for them? And I never really made any decisions on what was going to be good for me. And so, although I'm still a mom, so I have to continue making the decisions for them, I'm learning how to factor in also thinking about myself, because I wasn't thinking about myself for a long time. So.
Right. So reality star, singer, now herbalist. Tell me how that came about.
So I started studying herbalism after I had my son. He was my first child, and I just started getting so much anxiety about bringing a child into the world. I was like, oh my God, there was just so many, you know how the world's crazy. So on top of the world being crazy, on top of having to protect him from like the foods that he's given, the formulas that they want to give babies, and the products that you put on their skin, I was like, you know, I had learned recently that, you know, it only takes 29 seconds for the chemicals in your personal care products to get into your blood system.
Really?
For like, even let it be bleach that sits on top of your hand or anything. It only takes a second for a little bit of time for that to get into your bloodstream. Wow. And so as a little person, like I didn't know he was little. And so as a little person, for myself, I just knew that I wanted to protect him from dealing with a lot of like the pain and stuff that I deal with now. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to create his own products. So I just started making like body butters, and it was very just vague, simple ingredients like essential oils, and I think I was using shea butter at the time, shea butter and cocoa butter, and like essential oils, and just really simple stuff like that, and just keeping it super simple. And then I only had body butters, and then I started studying herbalism to like learn about like strengthening his bones and, you know, making sure that he has the right vitamins and minerals in his diet. I wanted to learn how to take care of him properly. Because I grew up eating McDonald's, okay? I used to, you know, I'm eating McDonald's almost every day. I'm like addicted to McDoubles, you know? And then my brother was like, oh, you know, you're not supposed to be eating like this. And so I started like trying to change my diet and stuff like that. And so I started changing my diet, and I wanted to feed my son differently. And then I ended up having my daughter, Luna, and she was about 3 months old, and I started seeing these like circles on her back, and it kind of looked like ringworm.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked like ringworm. So I was like, what is this? And so her father's mother, she was like, oh, that's eczema, because she had eczema. Her father had eczema. Her father's brother, he's a twin, he has eczema. Like, eczema runs in their family. So she was like, it's most likely eczema. And I was like, oh, my God. So I started researching ingredients that are good for eczema. And so I made a product, and I called it Luna Zen, because, you know, Zen is like, you know, it was Zen for her skin. It just brought her skin peace. So it started helping with her eczema. But then it was like a trial and error. It was like very new. And like after a while, as she grew, she just started having really, really bad breakouts. And then I ended up on Little Women Atlanta. And so during that period, I had my company, Life Body Naturals, but at that time I mostly had teas, and I also was selling like these smoking wands that I used to make by hand. But when I got on the show, I had no time to make those smoking wands anymore. I had no time to do anything but film. So I kind of let go. I didn't let it go, but I stopped being as active as far as growing my business. And then towards the end of season 4 of Little Women Atlanta, my daughter had this really bad eczema breakout. And I knew the only thing that was going to help her was if I take her to the hospital and they give her these steroids and all of that. And I was like, I just can't do it. There has to be a natural way to help her. Because from my belief, the planet, the earth, has everything that we need to heal ourselves. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not taking her to a doctor. Yes, she's itching. Yes, she's inflamed. But I know from my herbal studies so far that I can help her. And so, you know, her dad even doubted me at one point. And he was like, you know, there's sometimes natural stuff just doesn't help this. And I was like, watch, it's going to. Yeah. Like, there's no other option.
You were determined.
I was determined to find something. And so I remember that I made her that butter. And so I found my books of where my ingredient list and all that stuff. And instead of using all of the ingredients that I use, I only use some of the key ingredients. And I made literally a three ingredient cream for her. And I ended up adding more ingredients as the time went on after I started really studying more about, you know, skincare. But anyway, I used the Luna Zen, and I also created her a detox kit, which comes with burdock root, spirulina, and I say the word wrong, but it's diatomaceous, I don't even say. It's a powder that basically helps to strengthen your bones, one, but it also helps to detoxify and pull toxins out of your body and eliminate them through like your pee, poop, stuff like that. And so I gave her this detox kit, and I used the Luna Zen on her skin 30 days, and her eczema was gone. And
no way.
I'm so serious. Wow. She has not had a major breakout since. And when I see, because eczema isn't something that just goes away for some people. It can be a lifelong thing. And it really depends on what you eat. And so after creating this for her, I'm not going to say that she never, ever had a breakout again, but it never was bad. She never was looking like her eyes would be like almost swollen, you know, because it would just be taking over her whole face. She's never been like that again. She's never been super itchy. She's never been super dry. None of that since using the detox kit and Luna Zen for her skin. And when she does look like there could be a trigger coming on, I think, what did she eat within the last couple of days? Because it is all about what you put into your body. So I'm like, okay, what does she have? And then I'm like, okay, this is probably it. So I know one of her last really bad breakouts before me making this for her was at Tahiri's baby showers, my youngest daughter. She had cupcakes, and they were not vegan. They were full of sugar. And that was her last really bad breakout after and I was like, it's sugar. So artificial sugars, I cut completely out of her diet. If she does have any sugars, it's natural for one, or it's like from it's like an organic type of product, whatever.
Right.
Like if it's gummies, it's organic. You know what I'm saying? If it's a cupcake or something, we're gonna make it vegan for her to make sure that she can enjoy the things that she still loves, but in healthier ways. So really, you know, paying attention to her diet and make sure she has her detox kit regularly has kept her eczema away, and it's just been amazing because having a child with eczema or any serious like skin condition like that, you know, it's a lot. It would be bleeding and pus and sleepless
that's tough.
nights.
Yeah,
you know, I'm happy that she doesn't have to deal with any of that anymore.
We're not even. I mean, that's amazing. Like you're able to not only help your daughter, but I went to your business page and the amount of the responses you get from other people that you're able to help. You know, how do that feel?
I cried. Like when I first started getting reviews and people sending me and saying how much it helped them, I literally cried because I remember being that parent.
Yes.
Like I'm in the stores and looking on the aisle, like trying to find something, and nothing worked as well as what I had created for her. And so it was amazing. It was the feeling of being able to help people has been beautiful. Especially, I haven't spoken about this, but I have a tea called Yin Yang, and it helps to balance your hormones. It helps to regulate your period and help you. I've had women who have said that it's been a miracle for their PCOS. I've helped 6 women, I think maybe even 7 women get pregnant within 2019 and 2020 so far with using my tea. So being able to do that has been really, really rewarding.
That's remarkable, yeah.
Because people are really out here getting major surgeries and hysterectomies and craziness because they have endometriosis and PCOS and all of these problems, and these doctors are like, oh, we're just going to take your whole uterus out. And that's not the answer. And now they're going to have all these crazy other hormonal issues because now they don't have what they need.
Exactly. They're women's stuff. Exactly.
So to be able to help women to be able to avoid this craziness that these doctors try to force on us has really, really been rewarding.
So what's next? I mean, you are doing amazing things. What's next for you?
What's next for me is definitely expanding my business. I definitely want to start hiring more people to help me so that I can help more people. I want to start traveling, you know, to different parts of the world, and not even just like outside of the USA, but in the USA and outside, and just teaching people about how to take better care of themselves. I do want to be in more movies and stuff, so I plan on moving back to Atlanta and getting more back into the movie scene, because aside from like my passion with helping people, I've always been passionate about acting and film, like to be able to touch somebody in such a way, you know, in a scene. And I feel like my life has been so crazy that I could probably create some really good movies, you know. So that's a part that I do want to start dabbling in. But before I go there, I'm gonna definitely get this music out. I want to get that out first, but I definitely want to start in movies for sure.
Oh, that's amazing, guys. Your vibe is just amazing. Like,
Thank you.
You're just an awesome person.
Thank you.
I am so happy for you. I wish you nothing but the best. So, guys, we are about to get into more about her teas. I'm going to try it. Hopefully, she give me some samples. And we just going to have some girl talk. So, y'all, make sure y'all check out this interview on SheThoro.com. Stay tuned.
Thanks for having me.